Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Topic Time with Harrison Young. Boy, the weather is really mild out there today, and it's going to be an awesome show as usual. Have a great guest. She's a bodybuilder, and we're going to talk to her, look at some photographs. She's a model, and you'll see her. As you can see, she's pretty attractive. But before we get there, I've got to read these great underwriters. We've got a few tonight, but we'll get right through them because they are awesome, too. So we got Auto Country, King of the Used Car in Abington. They're the Dealer Rater's top award winner of 2021. We got Smoke and Ashes Tobacco Stores in Whitman, South Weymouth, Hanson, Abington, Pembroke. We got Abington Whitman News Corporate Office. There's the number. We got Johnny Macaroni's Restaurants in 3 locations, 2 in East Bridgewater, 1 in Halifax. We got Lynch's Auto Cycle Truck and Towing Center in Brockton. We got Eli's Auto Repair in Taunton. We got Middleborough Barbering Company in Middleborough. We got John's Greenhouses and Flora Shop in Brockton. We got Britton Tire Service in Brockton. We got Joe's Diner in Taunton. We got Grant's Rental in Bridgewater. We got Chanel Performance Auto and Truck in Bridgewater. We got Easton Fitness right here in the Village Shops in Northeastern. We got MDI Auto Brokers and Repair in Whitman, home of the fully certified used car. We got Doggy Boutique, all great professional grooming for dogs and cats in Brockton, run by my great next door neighbor, Debbie Siddell. We got D&E Auto Body Collision Center in Bridgewater, 35 years in business. We got UBG Laser, Airsoft and Laser Tag in Bridgewater. We got the Gun Runner LLC in Middleborough, dedicated to your Second Amendment rights. We got Sweezy Fence in Whitman. We got C&J Auto Body, Auto Glass Towing in Stoughton. We got The Answer's Dream in Whitman. We got Vape Solutions in East Bridgewater. And we got A1's Tire and Auto Center in Brockton. I want to thank you guys very much. And on that note, now I will introduce this lovely lady. This is Jillian Shannon, my great guest today. She's a model, like I said, a bodybuilder. And we're going to talk to her and look at some really awesome pictures and find out about some of the awards she's won. So, Jillian, first of all, I want to thank you for showing up and doing my show with me tonight. It was an honor. We've been trying to get you on for a long time.
Harrison Blake Young, thank you so very, very much for having me tonight. I could not be happier to be here and to join you.
Okay, great. Okay, well, like I do with all my guests, I try to find out what they were like as, kids and where they grew up and how they got where they're at now. And you have a lot of things going on. It isn't just bodybuilding and modeling. You've got something else. You even brought a book with you. Is that something you wrote?
I did. So I will get to that. Like I said, there is so much going on in my life at any given time. There is a million things that I am into. So as you said, bodybuilding, the gym, that is my first love.
Okay.
Writing, I am a licensed mental health therapist.
Oh, right, that's what I remember we were going to talk about that too.
Yes.
Okay, well, all right, so let's go back to your childhood. Like, I'm almost like I'm a mental health, and I'm a shrink listening to your deal.
We can trade roles today.
And I've done that too. I've been at the other end of that as well. I've had some mental health issues as well, so I can understand that. And I feel great. I have autism, and it's great that I'm able to do a show like this, as I think we may have mentioned.
Absolutely. How do you feel about that?
I think it's great. I mean, I make the most of something that for many years and decades was a total detriment to my life, and now I've got it. I've taken advantage of it, and I'm at a pinnacle of life that I never thought I'd even come close to. But we're talking about you tonight as well, so that's the important thing. So tell me about where you grew up. What was it like? What were you like as a kid? What were your goals and aspirations? Your likes, dislikes, and then if I have any questions, I'll roll them in. Go ahead.
Absolutely. Feel free to ask away.
Okay.
I am more than used to having questions asked, so I will start from the beginning. I was born on October 8th, 1985. I have moved around a whole lot.
That was a Wednesday, by the way. That's
Yeah.
Tuesday. I'm sorry, it was a Tuesday. I have a photographic memory for dates.
Wow. Yeah.
That's right.
Oh my goodness, you were good.
Thank you. Yep.
So long story short, I grew up in Belmont, Massachusetts.
Great town.
Which was phenomenal. Shout out to Belmont. I went to high school at Matignon High School in Cambridge, Massachusetts.
Was that a private high school?
That is a private Catholic high school for anyone who went to school with me. Yes, it was a wonderful place to start my education. I could not be more grateful.
Okay, that's what I was going to find out. Why did you go to private parochial school? Just because for a better education? I had a model in here a few weeks ago that told me the same thing. She went to Cardinal Spellman High School in Brockton, where I live. So, and she told me that was all because to get a better education, not because the parents were really strict or any of that stuff.
Absolutely. I mean, I know in speaking with my mother, she just wanted me to get a good education.
Okay.
I liked the smaller setting. It was public schools. I was actually at Belmont Middle School for 3 years in middle school. I could not wait to get back to the Catholic education and that type of setting. It was just something that I very, very much preferred.
Okay. I'm kind of guessing you graduated in 2003.
You are very, very close. 2004 was my graduation
Okay, yeah,
date.
because you were born late in the year. Well, usually people graduate high school in their 18th year of life.
I know, yes,
That's
exactly.
okay, that's fine. All right, well, so how did all this lead to what you're doing now with bodybuilding and mental health work and all that? So.
Oh my goodness. Well, so these paths, I cannot even begin to tell you how much interconnection, interchangeable everything is in my life. As anybody who knows more about me knows that I had started off bodybuilding. It was actually very, very ironically an ex-boyfriend of mine who, it was his passion, it was his hobby, it was something that I knew very, very little about before I got into it with him.
Okay.
I loved it. I fell in love with it instantly when I started working out, going to the gym. I actually decided that I would give up drinking for 10 days. I think that was my original goal. That led to 10 years. Anybody who knows me knows that it was something that just could not have gone better. I felt so clear. I loved that lifestyle. I completely, he converted me. I
haven't had a drink since Friday, May 9th, 1980.
Oh my goodness.
So I haven't even drank in your lifetime. How about that? So it's been 41 years.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
well, congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, but I wasn't an alcoholic. I don't know. I mean, I couldn't really. I was the weed guy, and I gave that up even sooner.
Oh, all right.
Longer ago, on September 2nd, 1979.
Jeez.
Yeah. So that's great though. So okay. So how old were you when you decided to take it up for yourself from your ex-boyfriend?
Absolutely. Yeah. So without him, like I said, I would have been lost. He was my guru. We traveled. The year that I met him, we traveled. I went to his competitions. That is a picture that everybody who is watching tonight can see.
Okay.
We actually got to shoot together behind the scenes, which was awesome. So I was like his wing woman, so to speak.
Got it.
And we had fun. We traveled that entire first year. I saw him take first in all of his classes. He actually won the overall in a huge bodybuilding competition.
But how long ago was this about?
Oh my goodness! Now that was actually 10 years ago.
Oh, 10 years ago. Okay.
Yeah.
So like 2011.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. It was 2011. I absolutely cannot believe how long it has been.
I know. The years do fly.
They do. Whether you want them to or not, they just do.
Well, the idea is to ride them successfully. Not, don't let them kick you while you're down. You harness them and you use them to your advantage, just like I've done.
Well, maybe you can teach me a little bit about that because so here's the funny thing. I am actually 35. I have had people ask me if I am in college, if I am in high school without makeup. I actually do look quite young, I guess.
No, you do.
So,
I wouldn't have guessed that you were that old.
And whenever I talk to people, like obviously I am in practice, I'm a licensed mental health therapist, and I have all of my clients say to me, how old are you? Like, when did you start? And someone actually said to me, "Are you Doogie Howser?" That dates me. That shows my age.
Doogie Howser?
Remember that show?
I do.
Yeah.
Doogie Howser was on in the from the late 80s to early 90s.
Yes, I remember being a little kid
watching. I still watch it on YouTube. I like Doogie Howser. I think that was his best role. And that guy playing Vinny was hilarious. Max Casella.
Yes.
The kid was hilarious. So yeah, I like Doogie Howser.
So everybody thinks that I must have started when I was like 12 years old. No, I looked.
Yeah, you were already in your 20s because that was 10 years ago.
I know. And like you said, life is flying. Any advice that you have for me would be perfect.
Well, that is the advice, but you don't need. I mean, the thing is, all I can say is that everything happens in its time, and it happens when it's meant to happen, and for a reason.
I could not agree more.
And it's never too late to do something positive. I don't care how old you are. As long as you're alive, there's always something positive you can do.
Always. And in fact, that just may have been like the most perfect segue ever. That is exactly how this book came into being.
Oh, tell me about the book. Is this your book you wrote?
So this is a book. It actually, I will show.
Hold it up to the R2D2 over there.
Here you go.
All right.
Take your best shot. So this is a book that is near and dear to my heart. It, honest to God, was probably in one of the top experiences of my lifetime. So it is called Enchanted, Stories of Faith and Healing. I can now say that I am a cover model. I was so touched by the gentleman who wrote this book.
On the cover?
This is me on the cover. My book was the feature of it. It did not actually start out that way. It was written by a gentleman in Kentucky. His name is Adam Ruiz.
Okay. Adam Louise?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you know him?
No, the name,
okay.
but Louise is a girl's name, so I'm thinking that's kind of interesting.
Adam Ruiz with an R.
Oh, Ruiz!
Ruiz.
I thought you said
yes,
Louise.
Not
Got
Louise.
it. Got
Adam
it. No,
Ruiz
I don't know him, but
is
yes.
the author. Yes.
Okay.
So, like I said, this was his baby that
Okay.
just kind of really came into my path, and like you said, man, it could not have been at a better time. It is phenomenal. So fortunately, I was able to work with Adam. Like I said, we did a lot of editing together. His team, his artist, everyone who had a hand in it was fantastic. I was able to actually, for the first time ever, model for my own writing. So he authored parts of the book. I actually wrote my own story for it.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, did you write the prologue, or do you have something in there in addition to that, or did you co-write it with him?
So no, so he was the one who authored other parts of it. I was responsible for I was featured in it. I was his main feature.
Okay.
Which is why I ended up doing the cover for him, which again, that was not planned. That was something that
But everything happens for a reason.
Had offered to me, and I could not be happier that he chose me to do the cover for his book. It is still being sold. We are actually working on hopefully a national book tour, which, yeah.
Well, I'm glad I caught you in my show, got you on my show before that.
Exactly, I know, and that was why
that's going to help you promote it when you're on the
down.
road, once you finally do this.
Yeah,
do
because
that.
exactly. So when I spoke with Adam, he was a love. He was wonderful to work with. He actually encouraged me to start writing my own book, which is what I am hoping once the book tour is underway. I would love to touch every city. I actually looks like I'm starting with Florida, so I will be in Florida
Florida's a state,
first.
though. You know that, right?
No, I know, but Miami
there
was
you go.
the city. So yes, I do know that.
Okay. All right.
But so basically, I'm hoping to get to every major city. I actually am also working on my next book feature with a gentleman named Dan Creed. He is a fantastic coach. He has actually helped me to tell other parts of my story, which are wonderful. Like I said, I will say I am a true survivor of a lot of trauma, a lot of family things.
Yeah.
My friends have been wonderful to me. I grew up with a lot of adversity, though. It was very, very difficult.
Okay, well, you can talk about it if you want, but if it's too, I mean, it's up to you. But all right, well, that's
course.
good though. The fact that you, I mean, regardless of what it is, you're obviously, like we said, you picked the choice to harness your adversities instead of having them get you down.
I did. I actually, like, two of my favorite quotes probably ever in life. One is the opposite of addiction is connection.
Okay.
I actually it has been years since I suffered from anything in the addiction realm. However, I will say this, that it is not that different from other things. I mean, like I said, trauma and addiction, the model of it could not be more similar. Like when I talk to people who have been both traumatized or had addiction issues touch their life in any way, it was always very, very similar. They mock each other a whole lot.
Oh yeah, okay.
So, which makes me somebody who, you know, professionally or personally, I can relate to so many types of people.
Okay, well, I understand it too. I was never physically addicted to anything, but I did smoke a lot of weed, and I needed to get off that because I have asthma, and it wasn't doing me any good.
Yes.
And I actually did it. You know, what I did was basically you break one link of a chain, and it's gone. So basically, meaning this: if you do something every day that's bad for you, it's a vice. You stop it one day, you can do it for the rest of your life.
Exactly. And it really is, like, I tell everybody, because the most that I have, I will back up. I will say, when I work with my clients, the one thing that I cannot encourage enough is to just get through every day, hour by hour, if you have to. That is literally what I've said to friends, family, complete strangers, that if you break it down into manageable terms like that, which in the psychotherapy world, that is known as chunking, for anybody who has never heard that before. So yeah, just kind of breaking it down into those manageable terms, and really, I have actually gotten through 20 years that way.
That's awesome. Okay.
Thank you
That's good. I'm so glad you're doing well now. All right, now in terms of, when you say your clients, are you talking about the mental health now you do two things right now. You're doing you counsel people, is that it?
I do. So I have actually been
And you
in
do body and you work out and you
mental health
model
field.
and you work out with weights.
Like I said,
So more than two things.
Everybody says that I'm a Jill of all trades.
That's
and
right.
Quite frankly, I actually am. I have done so many things. I have actually done way more in this lifetime than I ever thought that I could do. And I am grateful. I am beyond blessed to have even your interview here today, this book, you know, working with Adam, hopefully Dan's book. I cannot wait to hear when that actually comes out because we have been working on it tirelessly, which is incredibly, incredibly exciting.
All right, now tell me about what your daily schedule looks like, your routine between both those, between everything you do. Just, you know, let's up to speed now, and then we'll talk about what the future might hold for you, aside from the books.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So at this point, my daily routine, as long as I am engaged in some type of workout, eating well.
Yep.
I mean, I have my cheat days, and man, I love them.
Yeah. Well, okay, that's cool. I understand.
However, I would say the bulk of my day, I actually just started doing some bar exercises.
Okay.
I honestly, it sounds so boring, but if anybody gets in touch with me on Facebook, I am like so busy, it is not even funny. I have more going on. I'm like answering calls, writing. Part of my day is always writing. I am always writing, whether it is professionally for my blog, personally. My blog is something that I will be picking back up very, very shortly.
Oh, cool. Okay. Well, why did you take it down?
So actually, just because this project
because
came
the book,
up,
you had
that
other
was
things going.
actually,
Okay, I didn't have enough time for it. I get it.
It was exactly how Adam had found me when Adam contacted me.
Oh, he found your blog, and that's how he found you?
He did.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, he
Great.
found my blog. Like I said, I have been fortunate enough to have so many followers, people who read my work. Like I said, I've actually been writing since high school, not formally. I was first published in college.
Wow.
Yeah, so I have currently
What college was that? You didn't mention what college you went to.
Oh, I did not. See, and stop me. If you have questions
No,
like
no,
that,
that's what we do.
for hours.
That's why I was listening, so I could hear, so I could think if there's something I needed to ask you. That's what I need to ask you. What college?
Absolutely. So I went to Rivier College, which is now Rivier University.
Is that in New York?
No, that is actually in Nashua, New Hampshire.
Oh, okay.
So
Yep.
yeah, so
what'd you major in up there?
So I majored for my undergraduate studies. I majored in social work and criminal justice for my minors, and then I did psychology. I studied psychology as my major. I moved right on into their master's program, which was phenomenal for me. You know, getting that type of experience was,
of course.
So it was invaluable. It was wonderful, wonderful experience. So I moved right into my master's degree. That was 3 years full time. Then I moved, and so let me back up there. So I studied mental health counseling with a minor in diversity, cultural diversity, which is awesome. Yeah, that has been invaluable, especially because my first job was working in Lowell, and if anybody knows Lowell,
it's very culturally diverse.
It can get crazy. Yeah, I mean, I
know. I have a friend up there that has a TV show. He's like my counterpart.
Oh, you were kidding me. No. Okay, yeah, I was in Lowell for years.
Okay.
It was. Like I said, I loved it. I would never have left. But, you know, burnout is real. I knew that I needed to kind of take a break from the field. I was working on so many things.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Well, it's okay, but you know what you would do. All right. Well, tell me about the other TV shows you've been on. I mean, what kind of media coverage have you gotten?
Absolutely. So we will...
And the awards you've won with your meets as well. And we'll be looking at those as you talk about them. So go ahead.
Of course. Yes, absolutely. So we will start from the top, I guess. So... back in college, I actually was a promotional model for Jack Daniel's, Southern Comfort, Crown Royal. I have probably worked for
how'd they get off of drinking when they give you freebies like that? I'm only kidding.
No kidding. I know. Well, and do not think that I did not party.
I'm sure you did. No, and that's my point. But
yeah, I'm sure my friends who are watching this are like, we remember that. We remember those days.
All right, but that's cool though. I mean, they always use pretty girls, and obviously you fit the bill.
Fortunately, I did. So I actually had a very, very successful career with Jack Daniel's, Southern Comfort, Crown Royal. Like I said, I promoted upwards of 50 brands.
Okay.
I was their go-to girl. I did their calendars. I did their commercials. I did their photo shoots. I did all of their webcast interviews. I actually had a spot on ESPN for a while.
Doing what?
And that was, honestly, when I tell you, that was the coolest thing ever. So it was not for ESPN specifically. It was for the marketing company, which I was
But you were on TV
by.
there, right?
I was on TV every week, and
There you
I
go.
was right on halftime. Like if they had a football game on, I would be on promoting the liquor brands that were their sponsors.
Wow.
So I had something that nobody has probably gotten experiences like that. And I actually did that for 9 years.
You actually what?
I did that for 9
9
years.
years,
It was a
okay.
very, very long time. And I actually chose to leave that because, like I said, when I left off with Jack Daniel's, they were going to Vegas. They offered me the opportunity to go with them. And I did not take it. I stayed to do counseling, which is crazy. But at this,
It's not crazy.
no pun
I mean,
intended.
you know,
but
that's your chosen field. You majored in it. You know, I majored in communications in college, and this is what I'm doing.
Yeah, and like I said, I am passionate about both. However, I think that I am ready to, to pick up more things in the future. Modeling has been something that was huge to me. I was professionally trained at
Where?
JC International.
Okay, wow.
I trained with models from Milan, Paris, Tokyo. I cannot speak highly enough of the training that they gave me. I was trained for commercials, photo shoots, calendar shoots. I've done every type of modeling.
Where did you train? All over? A lot of venues, or just more specifically?
So many different types of venues. So I would say with them, they were very, very, what is the word? There's a word for it. I want to say crafty almost. Like this. So I would go to outdoor events, bars, hotels. It was this is the first time I've been in an actual studio.
Oh, great.
A lot of my work was on the street. Like, so for Jack Daniel's, I was actually on their street team. So I would do a podcast from the bars, from the sidewalks, from the hotels, wherever I was staying with them. I would go down and just work the crowd.
Yeah, wow, that's incredible.
It was
I bet you worked
awesome.
them well.
I tried. Like I said, it lasted for 9 years.
9 years.
I actually ended my last year with them. I did all of their commercials for their anniversary special.
Oh, that's right. Well, then 1979 was the year they began, September 7th. I remember that was a Friday.
How do you know all of these dates?
I have a photographic memory from Asperger's.
Oh my goodness, you are
I know what I did that day
amazing.
too. That was right after I quit smoking weed, 6 days later.
Wow. Well, thank God that you did.
I know. I was still looking for it that night, but nobody had it, so it worked out.
Hey, we could be having a very, very different conversation if that did
true.
not happen.
I know. So I totally get that. But yeah, and I remember that. But I didn't start getting cable TV until like a few years later, till 1983. Even though it had started in '79.
That is amazing. So now my understanding of this show, like I said, I did my homework on you. I actually have a friend who was on your show not long ago.
Who was it?
Adam Mori.
Oh, Adam was great. We had him on in Cabo last summer.
Yeah, he spoke very, very highly of your show. He was excited for me to come on here. And like I said, at this point, I am just hoping that this is one of many at this point.
Oh, the top of time blessing keeps right on impressing. You have nothing to worry about.
Oh my goodness, you are too kind, my friend.
Oh yeah, well it's not. And by the way, I've written a couple of books too.
So I was actually thinking that.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
Exactly. Now, which one was your favorite?
Well, probably the short stories that I wrote in the '90s. It took me the decade of the '90s to totally create. It took me like 8 years to write it, and then 2 years of rejections to finally have it published over at Bridgewater State University by the same guy whose course I'd taken 10 years earlier. He published it in 1999. I took his course in 1989.
Oh my goodness!
And
you have so much life on me.
Oh,
have done so
I get a little age on you. I'm 61.
Oh my goodness! Oh, I would never have known.
Well,
that.
thank
Okay.
you. Yeah.
Well, wow.
That's yeah. Well, I mean, the point is, I work out every day too, and I feel great.
Yeah, it is.
And I'm a vegan, as I mentioned before. I know Anthony couldn't make it tonight. But
yes, we are missing you, Anthony.
Well,
I was hoping that he was my ride, but we worked it out. We improv'd.
We did improv, and I think we're doing pretty darn good under the circumstances.
Well, I will leave that to everybody else to say, but if I do say so myself, I think that we did pretty well.
Yeah, we're still doing pretty well. All right, well, now that, okay. Well, guess what? Speaking of that, we are down to the final 5 minutes of the show.
Oh my goodness! See, I knew this
You
was
made
going
it
to
go.
fly.
So, couple of things. First of all, very quickly, do you have any upcoming things on the horizon that you want to, just mention real quick, and then we'll wrap the show up as I told you at the beginning.
Of course.
Projects or whatever, just condense them.
Of course, so I do. So, like I said, the gentleman Dan Craig, I am just fingers crossed to be in his book, which allegedly at this point is called Mastering the Grind.
Okay.
And so then I could say that I was a master at the grind, which is the everyday lifestyle. It is something that was one of the biggest compliments towards me, because when he had asked me to write for his book, I was blown away. And to piggyback on that, because honestly, the tagline to this book, which I just have to share with everybody because it was just so sweet, it was that some people take medicine, some people are the medicine.
Okay. Well, you certainly aren't the. Well, I mean, it depends what you mean. If you're talking about a foul-tasting pill, you certainly are not. Okay.
Yeah, no.
All right. Well, now
what
I want you to do is to give shouts out to people that are going to see the show. You say you get about 1,000 followers, so just wave to everybody, your family, whatever, anyone you want, real quick, and then that's it. And then we'll wrap it. We'll take it to the end.
Of course. So, I mean, I think this sounds like probably the most cliche thing that people say. However, thank you to my fans. Honest to God, I know everyone says that they would never be where they are without them. I tell everybody who writes to me, one, you will get a follow back. You will get a personal message. We will interact. I will be your friend, because quite frankly, opportunities like this, they do not happen unless people back you. And with that said, thank you to Jeff, who was kind enough to get me here today. He rocked it. I have so many people. I actually had started my thank yous long before I got here.
Hey, that's cool.
Okay. My friend Chris actually coached me. He was wonderful. He helped me to do everything that I needed to do today. Jeff took over for him. My mother is wonderful. Hair and makeup is a girl, Christina Noguera, out of Arlington. Guys, if you need a traveling stylist, she is wonderful. She actually shows up at my house with coffee, muffins, donuts, and she can do anything beauty related for men or women.
Okay, well, I hope you had fun with me.
So Harrison, I had a ball. Like I said, if you did not get a personal shout out, it is coming. Like I said, Chris, Jeff, Harrison, you were a stunning host. My mom, my dad, my family, anybody who has shown me the least bit of love, my clients, you guys, keep me going. I would be nowhere that I am today without you guys, honest to God.
All right.
Keep the love coming.
Just before we wrap it up, on that note, with what I just said, if you have any friends or relatives that are interesting that want to do the show, you got my digits, have them text me. I get a lot of, most of my guests through Facebook, but many from word of mouth more than ever now.
I absolutely can do that. Can I come back with them?
Sure.
I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I will. I will spread the word like crazy. I will have everybody who I talk to watch your show. Like I said, you were more than kind to have me on here today. Thank you so very, very much. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Jillian. And on that note, are you ready to wrap it up like we began it with the music?
Let's do it.
All right, folks. Thanks for watching Topic Time. More great episodes to
guys.
follow. Take care. See you
Follow
next time.
us.
Bye-bye. Stay safe and all that.